Hatch day events in Pokemon Go have really great shiny rates, making them pretty worthwhile playing, especially if the featured Pokemon is a decent Pokemon. But there is a problem with these events that I would like to address. The main premise of a hatch day is that you go to Pokestops, spin them and pick up special event eggs, which contain a featured Pokemon. This featured Pokemon will hatch from the eggs much more than anything else in the egg pool, and it will have a boosted shiny rate of 1 in 10, meaning that you have a 10% chance to hatch the featured Pokemon as a shiny, which is amongst the best shiny rates you can get in Pokemon Go or in any Pokemon game. But unlike most of the other Pokemon Go events, hatch days have a higher barrier to entry. You see, with events like Community Day for example, as soon as the event starts you can pretty much play the event. All you have to do is open your phone and you'll most likely have the featured Pokemon spawning around you. As long as you have a Pokemon spawn nearby, you'll be able to play the event essentially. So the barrier to entry is very low for this kind of event. It's similar for Incense days where all you have to do is use the incense and then walk a little bit, but you could say having a premium item like an incense is a bit of a barrier to entry. But usually they have a small bundle of incenses in the shop for 1 Pokecoin, so you can pick them up ready for the event. So all you really need is that 1 Pokecoin and you can play the event straight away. When it comes to research days, they have a slightly higher barrier of entry with the fact that you have to navigate to a Pokestop first to pick up the research. But you are able to delete all your research you currently have so you can start picking up event research. So as long as you can navigate to a Pokestop, you can pretty much play this event, as long as that Pokestop does have the event research, which I do think realistically on research days, every Pokestop should be giving event research, because some Pokestops don't give event research, and I think that is a little bit disappointing for someone playing the event, but that's a different problem. And likewise with raid days, the only real barrier to entry is getting to a gym. Pretty much every gym will have the featured raid on it. You get free raid passes, so that's not a problem, and also the raid boss is usually soloable. Although some Mega Pokemon and Legendary raid days we've had in the past did need more people, but at least they are remote raidable and we can use tools like Niantic Campfire, Pokegenie and Discord to help find people to raid with. So all of these events that I've talked about have a pretty low barrier to entry. The problem with hatch days is that the barrier to entry is a lot higher. If you have a full egg inventory and you're expecting to play the event as soon as the event starts, like you can with pretty much all the other events, you won't be able to, because you need to hatch some of the eggs in your inventory already to have slots to pick up the event eggs. You can only pick up the event eggs during the 3 hours of the event. So if you haven't done any prep and you just go into the event hoping to play it, you might have to hatch a 2-kilometer egg in your bag, or you might even have to hatch a 10-kilometer egg or a 12-kilometer egg if that's all you've got in your inventory. This means that you could have to walk up to 10, 12 kilometers before you can even start hatching an event egg. I mean, you could use super incubators, which would make it a lot easier to hatch them because they make it so you only need to do 2/3 of the distance. But if you're a free-to-play player or you just don't want to spend money on the game, you're going to be using your infinite incubator and you basically can't play the event for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour while you're hatching your eggs ready to actually get some space to pick up these event eggs. Now, if you've got some time before the event, you could prep for the event. You could hatch some eggs and get some empty egg slots ready to pick up the event eggs. But whilst you're doing that, you have to make sure you don't spin any Pokestops or open any gifts, because you'll just refill that slot you've emptied with another egg. So basically one of the main things of the game you can't do in the lead up to the event, you can't spin Pokestops. And you could say that, oh, that doesn't really matter because I just won't spin Pokestops, but I can just catch Pokemon or do whatever else. But the problem with that is you need Pokestops to replenish your Pokeballs, and if you run out of Pokeballs you can't catch Pokemon, which is the main focus of the game. So you could find yourself not being able to play the game in the run up to the event. I don't think that's how the game should be, really. So in my opinion, the best possible fix for this is something that people have wanted for a while, which would be to allow us to delete the eggs that are in our inventory. It doesn't have to be something we can always be able to do, but on hatch days at least we should be able to do it so we can free up our egg inventory and fill them with event eggs so we can actually play the event. Research days work this way. You can just delete your old research and you can just get new research that are event researches. I could imagine some more casual players not realizing they've got to do the prep for the event. They might just think that I need to hatch a 5-kilometer or a 10-kilometer egg or something like that before I can even pick up an event egg. So they might just think, well, I just won't play now because there's no point. They might only have like half an hour or an hour to play the game during the 3 hours. So this barrier to entry could actually put people off playing the event at all. So I think that being able to delete your eggs on hatch day would make the event a lot better. So these are just my thoughts for hatch day. I don't really think they're bad events, but I do think they could be improved on, and it would make the event more accessible to a lot of more casual players, but also it would just be more fun to be able to play the event straight away instead of having to overcome this barrier first. So let me know in the comments what you think about this, whether you think it's a good idea to be able to delete eggs on hatch days and whether that would make it a better event or not. And also let me know if you like this kind of discussion kind of video. So check out this video on the screen now, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.